Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Yesterday was very exciting in the Champions League. First, I'm going to speak about Manchester City winning 3-2 using the Wonder Kids. It was a pretty much a changed team yesterday for Manchester City. They were already through. Pep could rest. A lot of players. Like some of the people that were on, I don't even know them, to be honest with you. Like, looking at the lineup, who are they playing? They're playing that Kovna, Zvezda. Yeah, so Kovacic played, Nunez, Grealish, Bob played, Hamilton played, Gomez, Akanji, Stones, Lewis, Ortega. So that's the first time I was looking at players like Hamilton. Bob was the first time I was watching him properly. Obviously, I know Grealish, Nunez, Kovacic, Phillips. You know what I mean? Gomez, the first time looking at him. Akanji, Stones, Lewis, I'm aware of them, and Ortega. So, yeah, basically their second string team winning 3-2. And interestingly enough, Phillips was waving. He seemed to be waving goodbye to the City supporters that travelled over there to support them. Phillips will probably be going in January, and I do think that Phillips is a good number 6. I do think Phillips is a very good number 6. Listen, I don't understand why Pep treated him the way he did. I think it's a little bit fuckery in all honesty. Like, surely Phillips could have done a job for them in certain games. He ain't that bad. Like, he must have been able to do a job for them in certain games, but Pep just didn't fancy him coming out and embarrassing him about his weight and his fitness and stuff, which I think is bang out of order. Would I take Phillips at Arsenal? Yes, I would. I would take Phillips. I would take Phillips at Arsenal, play him as the 6 to replace Thomas Partey, who's going to be off. He can't stay fit, and there's other mitigating circumstances that are probably going to contribute to him leaving Arsenal Football Club. And I would take Phillips. I think Phillips would rise to Arsenal with like an Odegaard or a Havertz playing as a 10, just allowing that rotation. Maybe, Phillips not playing certain games and Declan Rice playing as the 6, Havertz playing as the 8. Mate, I would take him. I would take him at Arsenal. I would. Teams like Manchester United, they should be looking at him. I definitely think that Phillips, players like Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are overrated. Phillips is probably in the same league as them. He would do a job at Chelsea. Listen, not long ago, he was being mentioned in the same breath as a Declan Rice. And he is going to play for him. He's a good player. So I think that there's going to be a lot of suitors for him. Maybe a West Ham, maybe a Villa. I reckon Arsenal should look at him. Yeah, I reckon. Listen, he's about, how old is he now? He's about 27, 28, coming into his prime, coming into his pomp. Mate, as a replacement for Thomas Partey, knows the league, played loads of games, no adaptation needed. He's a good 6. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be too bothered if Arteta went in for him. In the January transfer window. So it'll be interesting. Smith throws back, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, City, routine win. Newcastle, so unlucky by them. Joe Linton scoring an absolute screamer, lovely strike. Right hand corner, top right hand corner of the goal. The goalkeeper's right, but they were a little bit naive. Really, they should have parked the bus. They kept going and looking for the second goal, mate. Just park the bus, mate. 11 man behind the ball, boring. Like, just park the bus. Milan catching them in a break. When Newcastle were trying to go forward to get the second goal to kill the game off, AC Milan were catching them in a break. I think they hit the bar with Lau. Lau hit the bar, and then eventually the pressure was paying. The pressure on a counter attack was paying off. Pulisic scoring the equaliser, and then my brother, Nigerian brother, Chukwueze, scoring the winner. Chukwueze, fantastic player. Getting his reputation at Villarreal, getting his move to AC Milan. He starts sometimes, but a lot of the time he's coming on as a sub because Pulisic is playing in that position, and Pulisic has revitalised his career since going to AC Milan. So yeah, Dortmund and PSG drew. So Dortmund and PSG will be going through to the last 16. AC Milan will going into the Europa League, and unfortunately Newcastle finishing last of the group, same with Manchester United, will be not. There'll be no European football for them. They played well, but they should have just, after they got the first goal, they should have just parked the bus. They should have just parked the bus. And if needed, if AC Milan got the equaliser, then go for the attack again. But it was a little bit naive, and it is what it is. They'll learn. Eddie Howe, still a top coach. This is still an ongoing project for Newcastle United, and it's a project that is, with the money that they have, with the infrastructure, with the with the hierarchy, with the gaffer, it's a project that will go places. The Newcastle fans I was listening to yesterday, they didn't seem too disgruntled, and they seem to be patient with that process. So that is good. It might do them a favour. Their squad was down to bare bones, so the fact that they're out of the European competitions and they can focus on the domestic competitions might do them a favour, because their squad is down to bare bones, and they will try and get into that top 4, top 5 places. On to the 5th place. Them going out along with Manchester United really does sort of hinder the English team's chance, the English Premier League chances of having enough points to accrue to get the extra Champions League spot for the 5th. A lot of the teams left in the European competitions, like the likes of Brighton, Villa, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, there might be a couple of others that I've missed out. They're going to need to do really well and get to the later stages of those competitions in order for the English Premier League to be in the top 2 to get that 5th Champions League space, the extra Champions League space. So, yeah, let's see how that goes. I'm hearing, some murmurs that Newcastle, I know that Jason Cundiff, he was going in on Newcastle. I've got some sympathy for them. It was a hard group. They had Dortmund, they had AC Milan. AC Milan, not so long ago, they were champions of Serie A. They're a top team. Dortmund are a top team. So, PSG are a top team. So it was difficult. If you're going to look at it from experience, out of all of the teams in that group, PSG have Champions League experience. AC Milan have loads. Dortmund have loads. Newcastle, none. So if it's the fact going on experience, not a lot of these English pundits like Jason Cundiff, just because they're in the English Premier League and the English Premier League is the most competitive league in the world and the best league in the world, then they should qualify automatically. But Newcastle are not a better team than Dortmund, or not a better team than AC Milan or PSG. And the English Premier League is not the best league based on quality. It's the best league based on excitement of games. The games are exciting. When you look at Germany, Italy, Spain, France, even Holland and Turkey, the quality of their footballers and of their technical play is fantastic. Maybe even in Germany, Spain and Italy, the quality of their technical play is better than England, but better than the English Premier League. But in terms of the excitement, getting bums on seats to view the games, the Premier League is the best. But excitement doesn't translate to quality, right? So the group probably ended how it should have ended in terms of the quality of the teams and in terms of the experience levels of the team. Newcastle haven't been in Europe for ages, and they wouldn't have known how to navigate Europe and the domestic competitions. And that inexperience showed. And the experience of AC Milan showed. They had players that have played in the Champions League recently. The experience of them winning the Scudetto showed. The experience of Dortmund showed. They have played in the Champions League so many times. Those Newcastle players, it is a new experience for them. So Jason Cundiff, mate, when you're analysing things, you're getting paid top dollar. Lazy punditing. Like, Newcastle are not a better team than AC Milan. They're not. On paper, they're not. And they're not a better team than Borussia Dortmund. They are not. On paper, they are not. And definitely not PSG. AC Milan have a very good coach, a better coach than Eddie Howe. They have a very good coach, a better coach there. And Borussia Dortmund, they know what they are doing. These are seasoned Champions League teams. Newcastle are newbies. No disrespect to Newcastle. So, Cundiff, as much as I like some of your analysis, some of your punditing is lazy. Don't get so gassed up. Like, don't disrespect the quality of the Italian league, the German league, the French league, and the quality of the teams within them, just because you think that English football and the English Premier League is superior to those leagues. It's only superior based on the consistency of the excitement of the games. As for quality, it ain't. And that's the reality. So, looking at today's games, we've got Europa League and the Conference League. So let me just have a butcher's. I think most of these games are pretty straightforward. I know Villa are playing in a conference. It's going to be interesting to see, the sort of team that Emery. So we've got Liverpool playing against Union Saint-Gilloise. You've got Brighton playing Marseille. That'll be a good game. Aubameyang playing for Marseille. That'll be a good game there. West Ham's the other English team in the European competitions. West Ham against Freiburg. That'll be a good game. Brighton, Marseille, like I've mentioned, and Liverpool against Union Saint-Gilloise, as I've mentioned. Where's Villa? Aston Villa. Are they not playing today? Looks like Villa might not be playing tonight. So it just looks like it's the Europa League and there's no constant games. Let me just check. Yeah, they are playing today against Zrinjski. Aston Villa early kickoff, 5:45, which Villa should win. Emery will probably make changes, but Villa should win. They'll probably be looking to go quite far in that competition, rest some of their big guns for the Premier League game. So yes, guys, exciting Champions League week, fantastic Champions League games. I'll be back tomorrow to preview the Premier League games this weekend. So please, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment, smash the like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Peace.